Howdy, gang. It's been a few days, but I was kind of debating on how to make this next video, and just right as soon as I kick it off, my phone starts screwing up in the webcam app, so that's cool. Um, and I am actually going to any information, a lot of I shouldn't say a lot, but some of the information and stuff like that, I think I'm going to hold a lid on for a minute. I kind of feel that the more that I put out and combat their every turn, they are going to be able to come up with some sort of lie to combat these. So, there's some things that I'm just gonna hold off on saying. That way the rat bites the tomato before they know what's in it. So let's just say that. Um, Actually, before I even get started, I put the shout out to a couple channels. I'm not going to name all of them. I'm going to give a few individuals time to respond, but there's two individuals I know for a fact that have seen my comment. I know they had to. Either that or else they chose to ignore it or just scroll right past it. And I'm just going to call those two channels out right now. They're big time channels. One of them is Mr. Guns and Gear. I remember it was not too long ago, Yankee Marshall questioned your veteran status. And you went on to show him your DD-44 or whatever the hell that is, where you get discharged. But, you kind of stuck out there and combated that. And you've touched on the subject of veterans quite a bit. I'm here to tell you right now, if you cannot touch on this subject and point out some of the things wrong to a larger audience, that just tells me one thing: you don't give a fuck about anybody else except for your personal persona that you put out on your big channel. And I get ads all the time now. You fucking selling these fuel. You got sponsored by some fuel filter commercial. We all know what the fucking fuel filters are. So, yeah, thanks, man. You're about a fucking phony. The second one is Coda Boy 32. Mr. At the end of every fucking video, you want to talk about supporting the veterans and the men and women in uniform and God bless them and this, that, and the other. And here was your chance to reach out to me and get some information and do a little good deed yourself and get this story out and about. And you have refused. I know that you received a text message about this. I know you received email about this. I also know that you have seen comments in your videos about this. But it's nothing new. All you guys are after your own fucking persona. That's all you want to do. I have I do not have the subscription. Sovereign Living or something like that out of Tennessee, I believe he is. I reached out to him on his live stream. He was going to check it out. I haven't been back over to his channel yet to see if maybe he started spreading the word about Sean Rowe and what happened. Thank you. I don't really know your name, but I am subscribed to your channel because I do find your content very interesting. So, another call out is going to go to a Vince McMahon. Do not come onto my fucking goddamn channel, post your little bootlicking comments, and then delete them because you don't want repercussions from the community. have the balls to leave your fucking comments. This also goes to the dude of life. You also have done this. I noticed an individual today done it, but I honestly don't know why he would have deleted his comment. And how I know you guys are deleting your comments is because I cannot view them on my studio portion of YouTube. I mean, I watched this man's own mother's comment on my very first video be shadowed for 4 days. 4 days it was shadowed. I had to go back and check to see if it was even still up. I had to go back over to YouTube Studio just to see if it was still up, and it was. They were just shadowing her for some odd reason. So, if YouTube wanted to continue to leave comments, leave them. Have the balls to leave them up. Don't just come in with a snippet. And Vince McMahon, I did read that article. And I noticed you didn't want to bring up the radio podcast that he did in Jacksonville, Florida. You just want to bring up the Fox News reporter. Or you want to bring up the petty charge of operating a motor vehicle, reckless op of a motor vehicle, and operating a motorcycle without a license. So far, that is the only two things on that man's record, according to the article that you linked that I read the other morning when I made the Narrative Starts video. What you want me to continue on, talk about when he was walking close to a sidewalk, he was in a yard in some big old bunch of condos out in Florida, and a cop told him he was on private property, so he walked over to the sidewalk, got on the sidewalk, and said, "There, I'm not on private property anymore," and continued walking. Both of those charges were dismissed because clearly another police officer thought they had the authority just to go around and boss and push people around. So those also were dropped. Vince McMahon. So, there's all that out of the way. So let's get back, let's get on to the video and what I got for you guys now. As you guys can see, this is the front portion of the A-frame house. We can see the holes in the window here, holes in the windows there. There's another couple holes we cannot see over here. We can see the structural damage from the outside of where they rammed his garage with an armored vehicle. Let's take a look at the inside of the garage. This is, I don't know, probably a car's length away from the garage door, I would say. You can see where this main support beam right here came completely out of where the foundation is and collapsed. Collapsing the door, collapsing door opener. It looks like it rammed part of this up into the ceiling. There should be another close-up of this. It would be right here. So now you can really start to see the structural damage. I mean, you can see light right here through where they crashed through this portion of the house. I mean, took his whole beam out. That looks like a steel beam right there. Took that all out. Just jeopardizing the structural integrity of the front of the house right here. All right, let's take a look at the back of the house. This window here is in the back of the house. What you are looking at is holes in the screen from where they pretty much surrounded the house and started pumping rubber bullets into the house. They weren't trying to stop him from doing something. They weren't stopping him from advancing at them. They were wildly just firing rubber bullets into the house. There is another picture here from the back of the house. Here is an upstairs window, and I'm here to tell you that's got to be one hell of a fucking screen. It looks like it got hit with a 40 millimeter gas round, if I had to guess, and busted the glass. And then once that peeled back, it probably fired a couple more through there. So let's go to the side of the house. He was in the process of making a patio right here and had a bunch of garden stuff on this bank right over here on the other side of this little potbelly stove. Just glass broke. If you notice, there is a residue all over. This is all the tear gas or whatever additive that they used. I was gonna search it, but I think I'll just leave this question up for everybody out there if they can bring me back some information on it once we get to it. Okay, let's just check this out. You can notice this is actually where we were viewing the drone footage and the still photos I got of the drone footage and the muzzle flash from the SWAT team members. This is on the back side of the house. This is on the opposite side of that big glass window. This is, I imagine this is a bedroom. As you can see, just multiple dense holes from, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right, just 10 right there. There's 10 rubber bullets in that wall. Lord only knows how many are probably stuck in wood and stuff like that, and hit wood and maybe didn't stick. Who knows? This is the glass window behind. When we were watching the drone footage, this would have been the glass window that was behind Sean, right next to the door. You can only see where one 40 millimeter gas round hit the windowsill right here. It looks like there might have been another spider webbing started right here. So that might have been 2 gas rounds, but we can't really say for sure on this one because I can only see the indentation on the side of the glass from the one. So we are up to 1, 2, 3 at least into this house. Let's go to another frontal view. Okay, and here you can see this is the window that we witnessed the muzzle flash in. You can see where one of the gas rounds hit the windowsill and went off, however, or shot its stuff out, however it did. You can see another spider webbing here, and then another one here. It's hard to tell if this is one or not. I imagine that could have just been a chunk that broke out, but definitely something hit here and something hit here. So there's 2 more. We'll go safely. We're at 5 40 millimeter gas rounds. And then right here, this is the door that they shot Sean as he was on the balcony, which at the time was open. But at one point in time must have been closed. Right here you can see 2 more 40 millimeter gas grenade marks on the door jamb where they bounced off and went through the window. So now we're up to, what were we at, 5? So now we're up to 7 40 millimeter gas rounds. Here's another photo. Okay, you can see right here, there's a hole. That's where another place they shot one in. So we'll go with 8 rounds total of pepper gas. I mean, you can see it literally on the glass right here, where he was wiping it off. I mean, that's how much was in there. Not sure what this residue is here on the lounge furniture. Can't really tell. Very hard to tell. Um, right, I do not think this is blood, by the way. But this is the two bullet holes we watched form as Sean was falling to the ground inside his house. Okay, anything we haven't looked at yet? This photo right here is roughly about where the SWAT team members were standing when they opened fire at Sean as he ran across this way. And I don't know, maybe they started shooting rubber bullets at him and he turned around and come back, but tried to get through the doorway and they gunned him down. So, and this right here is the doorway. We can see to the two 40 millimeter marks. This right here, people, is blood splattered. This did not happen as Sean was already through the door because it would not be on this side of the door jamb. You can see where the splatter was coming as he ran through the door. This very well could be another bullet hole or mark. And clearly right here was where Sean fell. So, now the question of the hour. Anybody, I'm going to do some research into this too. But here is one of the gas devices used. If it looks like some charring up here, so I don't know if these are incendiary gas devices or non-incendiary. So if anybody out there in the YouTube world or in the comment section researches out and finds out, if you could comment the make and model of this gas device for reference, because as you can see, this is a pretty much wooden structure house. Hardwood floors, hardwood everything in there. So with them shooting an incendiary gas device into this house, which we were up to like 8, I believe, 8 of these they shot in, They were not too concerned, if these were incendiary devices, that is, they were not too concerned about starting any fires. So, but there was quite a few things rummaged through. It's funny, a lot of the stuff was paperwork that was rummaged through. Hopefully that copies of that get recovered, so that way none of it disappears. So here's fingers crossed on that. But yes, if anybody out there knows what type of gas device this is, please let me know. That looks, it looks like pretty big for a 40 millimeter, but it might just be the size of the photograph that makes it look bigger. So please comment in the comment section and let me know make and model of this thing if anybody finds out before I do. As far as I know, people, they are still searching for legal help. And don't forget I'm yet to receive an email back from the Attorney General, so it looks like I'm going to have to send out another email his direction and probably call tomorrow and see what's going on. Don't forget to just start spamming them with emails requesting that this gets an in-depth investigation, especially into the conduct used by law enforcement here. I don't know what the protocol or the maneuver is called when you ram your armored vehicle into the building jeopardizing its structural integrity. But I would very much be interested in knowing that, especially if Dude of Life and Vince McMahon want to be little bootlickers. Please come back and tell me what specific name they have for that maneuver. It'd be nice of you guys, and leave your comments so I can read it, and everybody else can too. So, but that's right now, people. That's all I got for you. As far as I know, his wife is still being held, and it brings me to my last subject I'm going to touch on. You know, when events like this happen, people are so quick to say, those were the bad cops. Those were the bad cops. Every time. This could happen 7 days a week, 365 days, and people would still have it in their cognitive dissonance that this is just the bad cops. When the fuck is the good cops going to be on duty? Is my question. If we're going to sit here and play good cop, bad cop game, when is it the good cops are going to come on duty? Better yet, when is it these good cops are going to stand up and start speaking out about the conduct of their fellow co-workers, if they're good cops? There should be all kinds of police officers standing up. There should be all kinds of veterans standing up. There should be all kinds of retired police officers, ex-police officers, corrections officers. There should be judges, lawyers galore standing up and speaking out. If you are one of these good cops, please do your fucking duty with the little bit of moral fiber you have left in your body after violating people's rights for so long, and stand up and start saying something. Today is the day. Because those of you that sit back and watch us go down and say nothing and know you could have stood up and said something, there will be a nice spicy seat in hell for you. I can guarantee you that. I'm not a religious man. By no means. But if there's a heaven and there's a hell, which, if there's a heaven, there had to be a hell, correct? I am almost certain there is chairs with your guys' names on them. Especially Paul Webb Jr. and Rod Roos. So, that's all I got for you all. I try to keep you posted on, I'm going to kind of keep from making spoilers. I'm just going to throw quotations around that, spoilers, so that way these dinguses go ahead and they start making their stories stick, because, I almost forgot, wanted to discuss that too. I do believe the medical personnel and the hospital too are also lying. The article put out by, one of the two, Mansfield Journal or the Richland Source, quoted that the ambulance came in and turned around, came in, took Sean, but left no sirens or lights on. So let's get this correct. You have somebody in critical condition, but you do not blare your lights and sirens to make sure you get to the hospital on time? Get him to the hospital on time? He was dead when he left the house, people. It's a gross reality. That, I feel that is fabricated as fuck right now. There is not an EMS crew anywhere that will just drive past. I've seen them drive without the siren going, but the light's on. But I've never seen them carry passengers, both lights and sirens off, and that passenger be in critical condition or serious condition even. That is bullshit lies. And that is what you're going to hear from these Richland sources and your Mansfield journals. They're going to just report what they was told. They're not going to look into something and voice what their opinions would be on that because, oh my gosh, I might lose my job. Well, thank God YouTube don't fucking pay me because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to fucking tell you exactly what I'm thinking about this. And it was fucking disgusting. It was garbage. Pale fucking swine that have too much power. Bottom line. Bottom fucking line. You all stay armed, stay safe, stay away from the badge-toting swine.